Hey guys, welcome to a new series. We've got Gold Mining Simulator, also known as Gold Rush the game back in the day. I was just double checking a couple settings, and hopefully I do not have any of the DLCs, by the way. This is going to be a straight vanilla run. And I have debated on whether to do normal or veteran. It's like normal or hard. I've got a few dozen hours in this game. It's kind of fun. It's a bit of a it can be mind-numbingly boring, but I enjoy it. So, you know what? Let's just go for hard. And I need my nicotine. Where did I put that? Which shows how unprepared I am. Now, if I did everything correctly, you're a veteran, huh? No. Higher prices, less gold, and more malfunctions. You will start with $0, and before you do anything, go to Old Land and get... We're not going to do it alone. I forgot that you have to hold shift to run. There is no there's no toggle on it. These are little, story journals. I don't know where all of them are. I frankly don't care. It gets you a discount on fuel and a couple others. I thought there was one around here. I really don't want to waste too much time. There it is. Because we got places to be and things to do. I hope the volume's alright. And this is going to happen a few times while we go... as we go into town for the first time. It's going to kind of have a little lag spikes and... It'll be okay. It shouldn't do it much if I adjusted my settings correctly. And I am hoping that I did some testing last night to try and find the proper way to get this set up. But basically, we rolled into town on our last dollar. And we're coming to... There we go. Oh, we're still a little in the street, but we're fine. We're only going to be here a minute. We got down to our last dollar to get here. We got like half a tank of gas. We're going to lease the old Arnold parcel. This is the only one that you can rent at no cost. And this is the only lease thing we're going to do. We are not going to lease equipment. We're not taking any loans. And we got work to do. And now I could double check. Yeah, we got a little less than half a tank of fuel. Missed my turn there, but that's okay. We can fix it. And we're going to head straight to Old Arnold. Because we have no money, so we can't buy any equipment or anything. But it's pretty easy to get started. My hood is jumping up there. That's not good. And I don't have the differentials locked, so if we get stuck in snow, it's going to be interesting getting out of it. I gotta tell you, I adjusted some settings from last night to the recording just now, and last night the lag spikes were super hard, and today they're not near as hard. I toned down some effects and adjusted a few settings. I mainly turned shadows to low. I turned shadows to low and reflections to low, and that seems to have done the biggest. Because, you know, games and shadows just have a hard time. So normally we would go by the store. Like in a normal or easy mode, you start with some money and you'd go and buy a hog pan and some equipment, some really basic equipment. But here we have $0 Redingos. So we're going to earn every single dollar. And I'm going to show you how we do that. At least in the very beginning. There's Dozer. Dozer's a good dog. We can pet the dog. And in here we start with 2 buckets, a hand pan, and where's our digging area? Here we are. Alright, let's get our equipment ready. Oh, that flashing thing. If I see that flashing, I'll collect it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, there's also our tablet. We have to unlock all this stuff. We have the bank here. And we will not be resetting parcels, by the way. That's kind of cheaty. Because what you can't see is that is the parcel. That all out there is the main digging parcel. Over here is just the hog pan area. We're 7 minutes in and we still haven't gotten any digging done yet. We're going too soon. We just gotta get some set up. That's not sitting well. Put you there. Put you there. And then we get the pan. Now I don't think we can just put it straight in the pan. I think we got to... Yeah, we got to put it in a bucket. Don't worry, it's not a waste. And everything is done with E. Everything is done with E. So we're going to fill our 2 buckets up. And then we're going to take this bucket and we're going to pour some out here. And that sounds a lot neater than it should. Where's our water? How do I exit this again? Exit. Because apparently we lost all our water. At some point. Alright, let's try this again now. We're going to tilt this ever so slightly and we're just going to shake a 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 gently pour off the water, and we got ourselves a small nougat. And I think that's it. Once we get the hog pan, we'll be doing better. But we first got to get through this little trial period. And we'll find 1 to 2 of those. But we're going to do this for a bit. Tilt you downward like that. And by doing it like this, we don't actually have to shake it around. Even though that's technically the correct way of doing it. And I don't see any more, so... Yeah, we're gonna get 1 little gold nugget out of this. Can you tell where it's at? Let me show you. It's that one right there. That's gonna be our gold nugget. It's actually... Shake a shaker, shake a shake. And there we go. Our 1 little nougat. I like how it was 3 shovels worth. And we get 4 uses. So let's see here. Aha! I see you. Oh, we might have had a decent one. Nope, still 800ths. Or let's see here. 8,000th of an ounce. Let's make sure. Shake a, shake a, shake a, shake a. Yep. And this is what we're going to be doing for the next, I don't know how long. It has been so long since I've actually played hard mode that I forget how long it takes. But this is probably what we'll do our whole first day. It's just... Are those getting smaller? They are getting smaller. Look at that. They just disappeared. Huh. I didn't know that could happen. That must be new. Oh! I think I saw 2. Or maybe that's the water playing tricks on me. Yep, that's just water playing tricks on me. So how are you guys doing? This is gonna be a long, very simple start. Now I know gold goes for about, an ounce goes for about 1,000, I think. I'd have to double check at the bank. Oop. Did I hear you? But humble beginnings. Humble beginnings. this is how gold painters have been doing it for ages. I do like the fact that the dirt rocks get smaller and smaller and they just eventually disappear. Oop. Come on. Let me do my... Oh, is it not... It's not empty. There's a couple of tiny rocks there that prevent me from... Any more? Shake it, shake it. So what I need to get started is about 500 bucks worth. So we're going to need like half an ounce. Oop. Come back here, you. Not as exciting a gameplay as trading card game sim, but I do enjoy it because it's peaceful. It's peaceful, it's relaxing, it will allow us to do some chill gaming. There we go, our first 1/10 of an ounce. Progress is being made. So that's about 100 bucks. Give or take. I really only need about 250. So once we get to about 1/4 of an ounce, actually I'll need more than that, but there we go. There's our little gold nugget. There's our little baby. This is how you start from nothing. Now, we do have to pay. Like, although we didn't pay anything up front for the old parcel, we do have to pay a portion of the gold we find. And so we need to make sure that... keep forgetting to do this. A portion of all the gold we find will go to the owner, which I believe is about 30%. So, it's a slow start. but it will still be fun. Now, I could have taken a loan out. In fact, I would recommend you do that. But I wanted to do it an exceedingly hard way because I'm a glutton for punishment. But I also wanted to show that it can be done. And once the water gets so dirty, let's see here. Now there is a DLC I am thinking about getting. I've gotten none of them, like I said. But there is one I'm thinking about getting. It has a new parcel called Diamond Creek. You can find gems and such on it. Like diamonds and emeralds and rubies and such. And so, I'm thinking of getting it. I haven't decided yet. I like the I like the vanilla game experience. The DLCs are not great, but they're not bad. Although that depends on who you ask, doesn't it? There are some people that complain about the DLCs, saying you don't get enough for the cost of them. And there was different developers at the time who did things a little bit different. And now there's a new dev team that took it over, and they've split the dev team in half. And half the dev team works on this game, and half the dev team works on the sequel to this, which will be Gold Mining Simulator 2. Which I am probably going to get as well. Because again, these are nice, chill games. And it should be fun. Forgive my sniffles. I really ought to take this Advil and Sinus. I got some right next to me. But I'd like to... I'd like to get at least 1/4 of an ounce, because I think, because we have no money, all we can do is sell our gold, our raw gold, and we get about half the value of it. And I need $50 for the... It's about $50 for the hog pan. The core is like another $100. And then the 4 mats is like... Well, I'd only need 2 mats, so that would be, I think they're $25 a piece. So I need like $250. I don't know how much we have, but it's not $250. I don't think, at least. Like I said, if we get to about ½ an ounce, that should probably be more than enough for us to get a hog pan and all the stuff that we need to get our basic started. Humble beginnings. So I learned something the other day at church. Or no, it wasn't at church. It was listening to a church podcast. So not by my church, but by a different church. And fun fact. So, did you know, in the time of Christ, shepherds were considered one of the lowest craftsmen / laborers that you could be? In fact, they were so despised, so disliked, that in the Roman Empire, if you were a shepherd, your testimony could not be taken into account in a court of law. So if there's a swindler, or a thief, or a liar, or just a namely not good person, and he says something, and there's a shepherd that says something different, they actually don't take into account the shepherd's word because they consider them so untrustworthy. They consider them vagabonds and ruffians and downright no good, horrible people. Which is probably why I like them so much, because as a truck driver, I'm considered a ruffian, downright no good, horrible person, so I resemble that remark. But these are humble beginnings. And this first episode, it's probably going to be a little bit of a longer one, mainly because I want to get the hog pan. And I know that if we're going to do the hog pan, we're going to need about half an ounce, if not more. And this method does not gain us any nuggets. So while we can get those little tiny pieces, we don't actually get nuggets, which is a key way to make a lot of gold in this game. Shake a shaker, shake a shaker. And with the no loan and the no renting of equipment, it's going to be a slow series. This series is going to be a slow burn. It's a humble but hard series. And I am probably going to keep with it. For how long? Who knows? But we're going to do it for at least a little bit. Now, I don't know if it showed it on the title screen at the very beginning, but they do have a leaderboard state where you can compete with other players. Granted, you're not all on the same map, but you compete to see who can get the most amount of gold in, I think the season is 30 days long. And I've never done one of those. I haven't put in enough hours to know tricks of the trade and whatnot, but we might do that too. And y'all can root for me as I enter the leaderboards for the first time. Although that would probably be more of a live stream thing, which I don't do much live streaming anymore. I don't even remember the last time I did a live stream. I also need to get in touch with Beefy. Beefy's been wanting to play a game with me for a while, and we were thinking of doing like Pal World or Schedule 1 or I can maybe even convince him to do Phasmophobia. But we just have to see. There's also the other game, Demonologist, which I enjoy more than Phasmophobia. It is definitely more spooktacular and more involved. And a little bit crazier, and I think John would enjoy it. But John also is one of my Tarkov buddies. And I don't know if he'd want to do away with like I say do away with Tarkov, but play a game other than Tarkov right now. But I can always ask him and find out. But this is going to be a very much a chill series. We're just going to be digging for gold. The bucket is not empty. Yeah, you can stack buckets. That's actually a thing that they had to add to the game. It did not originally come like that. And after many suggestions from people, they were like, okay, yeah, you can stack buckets now. Which you would think would be something that just came with the game. Make sure I got all the gold in that. Oh, wait, hold on. But it actually took the developers some work and time to actually figure out that that was a good idea. And in fact, one of the main things too that they added later on, this is something they add some months ago. The game has been out for a few years now. For a number of years, actually. Was the fact that you could pick up multiple moss mats, which is what we use on the hog pans. Ah. Da 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 da. Let's see what we're at. 34 minutes. We're going to get 40% value on whatever gold we sell. Because we're selling it unrefined, undone with, because we have no cash. We have no money. Now there's a way that you can min-max this, I'm quite certain. I don't care enough to try and min-max it. I just want to chill and play games and talk with you guys. This is one of those things where it's like, you know, hard work. Hard work is something that's very important, and hard work looks different depending on who you are. There are guys I know that they do social media posting, they do, you know, TikTok and Instagram, and they make money doing that. Not a lot, but they make some. And they put in a lot of time and effort into doing these things. And so I'm hesitant to not call it work. Now, it's not like work like I do, where I drive a truck all day and, you know, deliver plywood and lumber to all the good little cabinet shops, carpenter and cabinet shops in my area. But, you know, different people have different jobs. Like, my cousin Andy's a teacher. And he works hard at his job, and he does a fantastic job at it. My cousin Melissa, she's also a teacher. and she's also on the girls wrestling team, or she's the coach of the girls wrestling team. She does a fantastic job. Their jobs are not any less, like, their jobs are not lesser than mine, and my job is not greater than theirs. I really wish this bucket would land correctly. And there's no but to this. If you work a job, whether that job is marketing or ads, oh, that's a wasted shovel. Whatever you're doing to make your money and do your work, if you're putting in the effort and you're working hard at it, and it is good and noble work, then it's good. Now there are lines to be drawn in this case. Some jobs are less than others. And I'm not talking like the guy, like, you know, the burger flipper, the cashier at the local McDonald's. That's I wouldn't say an incredibly difficult job, but there is some skill required in that. You gotta know how to talk to people, you gotta know how to operate the equipment, you gotta know how to run the register. And so one should appreciate the different businesses that operate. My biggest pet peeve is the people who try to swindle for fast cash. So those guys that you probably see ads for on YouTube or on TikTok where it's like, I made $10,000 doing this thing and I can teach you to do it for just $1,000. Yeah, we call those pyramid schemes and scams. Don't fall for them. Or if somebody calls you and tells you, hey, let's see, what's a good one that I could use as an example? If somebody calls and tells you they're from Microsoft and they detected a virus on your computer, don't fall for it. It's a scam. Or if a Nigerian prince says he needs to move money into the US. I don't think any of y'all remember the Nigerian prince scams. Those were the original scams, and man, they were hilarious back in the day. Because there were very horrible misspellings, and like, it was blatantly obvious it was a scam, but there were people that fell for it because... And like, some people that actually ran the scams, I forget if there was a special done by Vice or not, where they talked to people that actually did that. And they said they curated those emails specifically with spelling errors and all that jazz to make it more believable. But I'm sorry, Prince Nabubu from Nigeria does not need you to help him transfer $40 million into the US. And he is not going to give you a cut of that $40 million. But there are people that fall for these things. And my heart goes out to them because those poor little bun-buns are so easily deceived. And it's just like there's other YouTubers out there that'll be like, you too can be like a great and wealthy YouTuber. Or TikTok guy. And it's like, the odds of you making a career out of YouTube, while not, it is a non-zero number, but it's pretty darn close. Like, you gotta be able to offer something, because it's just so prevalent nowadays. You gotta be able to offer something that most people don't have. And myself in particular, I don't really have anything to offer you guys. I just wanted to do it. And so this is me doing it, while trying to have a fun time and give an encouraging word. Because what I have come to find is we need more of that in this world. We need more people willing to offer an encouraging word. And preach the good news. The good news being that, you know, Christ is God, He died for your sins, and all He wants you to do is believe in Him. I keep falling into my hole. Get back in your hole. No! What are we at? Oh, we were just at 420. That's the magic number. And we're at 42 minutes. Okay. I think once we get to half an ounce, we'll run into the city, sell our gold, and then see what we can get for hog pan equipment. Because I think with half an ounce we'll have enough to get started with the hog pan instead of just doing this regular panning, which is very slow. I knew it was going to be slow. I've done this before. My dozens of hours was spent on hard mode doing this exact thing, just chilling for hours. And I got the tier 3 wash plant and got about a quarter of the main parcel dug before I stopped playing. And there are 4 parcels on the base game map. So let's see. Let's do 2 more buckets, and then we'll run into town. Now, I don't have it at official speed. I have it slightly slower. I think I have it at 6 times speed instead of 12 times speed. Because there are seasons and days in this game. And the closer we get to summer, the more expensive equipment's going to be. My goal would be to dig out this area and get all the gold that we can out of it so that we can afford to get better equipment, so that we can move on to the main parcel and start making some actual good money. An Old Arnold parcel does not have the most amount of gold, but the way that its gold is sparsed out throughout the whole parcel, it's actually pretty well balanced. So you can really dig anywhere and start making money. But again, it's going to cost us a lot of money because we're going to need an excavator, we're going to need a wash plant, we're going to need a bunch of equipment. And if we're not taking loans and not leasing equipment, it's going to take us a while to get there. But I got the time if you got the time. And if you're sitting here watching me play this, you probably got the time too. I think we're just going to hit half an ounce. Or be just under. No, I think we're gonna hit right at it. Which, first episodes tend to be long anyways, so. Right at exactly half an ounce. Alright. Let's get in our pickup and run back to town quickly. It's 5 o'clock. Let's check it on Dozer. Dozer, how you doing, buddy? How do I pour the feed? There we go. Feed Dozer. Let's turn our headlights on because it's getting dark. And apparently it's raining. I thought I had those effects on, but oh well. We got half an ounce. That's probably worth... That's worth at least a couple few $100, right? If a whole ounce is worth $1,000 and we're getting 40% value, that means we get 400. So this should be worth at least $200, which I think is all we need to get started. At least I hope it is. Unloaded places are getting loaded back in. But this place to our left is the equipment store. This is for all the heavy equipment, excavators and dozers and things of that nature. I think we hang a right here and go down the street. Don't hit the marrow. Don't hit the bike. Don't hit the table. Oh, we hit the bike. Oh well. Alright. Sell gold ore. $244. Alright, so there's a piece of paper around here somewhere. And I forget exactly where it is. I could have sworn it was here. The faster this blinks, the closer we get to it. It's blinking slower. So it should be right here. But aha! And there's another one over here, I think. Maybe? Or am I misremembering? Nope. It's over here somewhere. Like I said, I don't really care about these, but I hate the fact that they cause that icon to pop up, and it drives me nuts. It's gotta be over here somewhere. No, it's over here. It's probably underneath one of these dumpsters, and it's just blending in so well. It was right on top of it. I'm gonna look for just a few more moments. Aha! I knew it was under the dumpster. Alright, we wasted enough time. Now let's go by the store and hope that we have enough. I get this sneaking suspicion we're a few bucks short. Which is actually going to make me really mad if that's the case. But here's where we get all our small equipment. So I need a hog pan. And I need a core. How many of these can we get? Let's go for broke and see if I can get all of these. No, I can't get all of them. That extension's way too much. Okay. 350, I've got 240. So no extension. Go with 2 mats. You know what's funny is I turned that stuff off and they still keep showing up. But it used to be, fun fact, it used to be you could only carry one of these at a time. Now we can carry 2. Oop. Go ahead and put those in so that we can chunk this in the back. Chunk that in there. Now we can actually do some real gold mining. And we can get gold nuggets too. Now it does cost a fee to smelt our gold, which is probably why you'd want to like go a whole you'd probably want to go to a whole ounce and get close to that 400. I did see the story note. I am ignoring it, but I'm not ignoring it. I'll get this stuff set up, and then we'll probably call it an episode. And then we'll do some late night panning. The good news is we don't actually need to eat and sleep. The sleeping is just for passing time. We can do that over in our little RV camper over there. Which is right over here. We can just walk up to it, use, and we can sleep for a number of hours, or we can sleep until dawn. So we're going to grab that, bring it down here, put that in, and this is where we start making actual money. How much time do we got? We got a couple minutes. We'll do a little bit, and I'll show you how we actually make money with this now. There we go. Come on, gang. Now, eventually, we're going to put a scoop in here. There we go. You're lucky. You found a gold nugget. We're going to keep it, because I'm already punishing myself enough. We got 0.67 ounces. We got more ounces in this one nugget that we found than we did those several buckets. I don't even know how many buckets we did. It's a bit touchy doing this, but that's what we were hoping for, is to find those nuggets. Now we could immediately go and buy the extension and a couple more hog mats, but I want to make the trip worth it. Look at that. Look at how much gold we've already found, and we've just begun. Our hard work is paying off, boys. Hard and humble beginnings. That's what the title of this episode's going to be. Hard and humble beginnings. Let's see here. We're right at 59 minutes. I don't know if I want to try and fill these mats up. Now there is a trick that you can use here. We don't actually have to wash these out. We could just simply keep dumping shovelfuls in here, and we will get more nuggets. They will register. It's kind of a glitch, but I think that takes away from the honorable distinction of this job. And so we will not be doing that, as the game clearly harasses me. Can I... You know what? Let's just go for broke. It's a long episode anyway. We'll fill these up and I'll show what we do. Because it won't take us very long to fill these mats up. Because there's a reason we put those mats down. What these mats do is they like, gold is heavier than dirt, obviously. Duh. So what we're hoping for is that these mats will catch the gold as it comes falling down from the water. And then we will wash the mats. And we'll be able to get much more gold out of them than when we were doing this originally. This is the exciting part, is getting this all filled out. But like I said, this river's kind of touchy. Sometimes it wants to work and sometimes it doesn't. But that's okay, we'll make do. Five ounces in minutes. We're doing great, boys. Boys and girls, I suppose I should say. But we're doing great. The mats are full. Mats are full in the hog pan. We're losing gold! No, we're not. So we're going to grab these. We're going to dunk them in here. Put them back down. Now, I wonder if I can go immediately into this. I can, good. It'll be fine. Now, if you remember, we were finding one little piece of gold every time we did this. And looky there. Ooh, that's a big one. And there's still some more right there that didn't get cleaned up. Shake a, shake a, shake a, shake a. Show me the money. Show me the money. Da-na-na-na. Show me the money. Da-na-na-na-na. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That panning right there netted us about half an ounce. With just that. But that's all we're going to call for today. We're going to save the game here. New save. Hard and... Oh, it won't let me save. Hard and humble. Begin. It won't let me do a space. Humble. Start. Save game. And that's it for this episode, guys and gals. I appreciate y'all watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it. We have a lot of work ahead of us, but I foresee good things. Make sure to say your prayers and read your Bible. Don't forget that God is always with you. He wants you to believe in Him. He did not die in vain. He died for you. See you next time in the gold pan. And as always, toodles.